Welcome back, everybody. In the kitchen with Angie Horkin from the Wisconsin Beef Council. Good to see you.
You too.
So this is
happy holidays.
You too. I love
It's here.
I love hors d'oeuvres during the holidays. You know, people stop by. I think that that's a great way to start entertaining. Instead of if you're just new, having people over, a little nervous about it, just put a whole bunch of hors d'oeuvres out. It will be a good time if the food is good. You know.
Yes.
And you can just put it out on the island and
kind of munch and graze and have a glass of wine, and you don't have to sit down to a formal meal, and it's
I'm totally with you. And if the hors d'oeuvres are substantial, like you don't want people hitting a drive-through restaurant on the way home from your house.
Right.
But if you do some beefy stuff, that satisfies the guys. In my book, it satisfies me too. So this is fun. I'm excited about this recipe: beef and blue cheese stuffed mushrooms, which is a fantastic combination. Yum.
Yes, and we don't usually think of beef as an appetizer ingredient, so that's why I was excited to do these recipes. And this one makes a lot of mushrooms. I mean, you could buy the big stuffers, but I just bought the regular button mushrooms, which are on sale right now.
And they're nice because they're, for an hors d'oeuvre thing, the big ones, you really need a knife and fork.
Knife and fork, right.
But these, if you're having an hors d'oeuvre party, you want to be able to, as Ann said, just pop them in your mouth, 1 or 2 bites. So think of that when you're doing hors d'oeuvres.
And this recipe will fill 40 mushrooms.
Okay, so, and you need, they go quickly.
Yes, and it starts with a half a pound of ground beef.
Okay.
And rarely can you buy a half a pound in the supermarket. You can buy a pound.
Okay.
So every time I've made this, I just double it.
Oh, so
it's easier.
I'm coming to your house.
Right,
80
and
mushrooms.
then we got 80 mushrooms. Well, we got a big family. My husband's Irish Catholic, so there's a lot of them.
Right, right.
So that's a half a pound, so half of a package.
You know what I'm thinking about this too? This is a really affordable recipe. We're only using a half a pound of ground beef, mushrooms, blue cheese, but it seems fancier. It does. It seems fancy. So does the blue cheese go right in here?
The blue cheese goes right in. That's about a third of a
Crumbled
cup.
blue cheese.
Crumbled
Now,
blue cheese.
I get people all the time that say, I don't do blue cheese. I'm not going to like it. I don't know. But we're not talking about eating this straight out of hand, which is strong, and that's kind of an acquired taste. Once you mix it in with all this other stuff, you're just going to have that subtle little blue cheese in there, and try it. Yummy.
The flavor is delicious.
Yep.
This is a really strong, it's good flavored stuffing. You can taste the beef, you can taste the blue cheese, and then the little bit of seasoning that's in there.
I also like the fact that this is a make-ahead, so you can get these stuffed and in your fridge probably at least a day ahead, and then bake them off when everybody's ready. Salt and pepper in here, Ange?
A little bit of salt and pepper,
Okay.
do a big size pinch.
Okay. Breadcrumbs?
Breadcrumbs.
Right in there, just to kind of bind it all together.
Right in there.
This looks like steak seasoning salt?
I used just a Montreal steak seasoning.
Yep.
The recipe calls for steak seasoning.
Okay.
So about a half a teaspoon. I love Montreal.
I do too. It's real peppery.
I put it on all my grilled steaks.
Yep.
So when I add that now, we're going to have that little bit of a grilled steak flavor when you're tasting your Montreal.
I'm all about it. And then you're cutting up the stems. When we pull these out, don't throw them out. So
about a half a cup.
Okay. Stick them in there. It really gives it more of a mushroom kind of flavor. Now, you want me to get in here with my hands? Because I'm assuming that's the best way to do it.
And then fresh chives.
Okay.
They go right into about 3 tablespoons of chives.
Okay. So
and that's it for ingredients.
Nice clean hands, and like you would a meatloaf, you just kind of really get in there, combine it all.
I'm going to spray these. I like spraying my mushrooms with a little bit of Pam butter spray, and then sprinkle them with kosher salt.
Okay. That's a good tip, because otherwise, you really haven't flavored the mushrooms too much. Or brush them with a little melted butter or olive oil.
Olive oil.
In fact, I made stuffed mushrooms the other day, and I didn't do that. And they were good, but I thought to myself, when you got down to the mushroom part, they could have used a little seasoning. So then we're just going to basically pop a little of this in here?
Yes.
Each one?
Each one. And that's it. Your ground beef is cooking in the mushroom.
So it just bakes as it cooks?
It bakes 15 to 20 minutes in a 375-degree oven.
Yum.
Now, if you do the stuffers, I'd cook it a little longer because you're going to have a bigger chunk of filling there.
Yep.
So maybe even 25 minutes, and use an in-stream meat thermometer and get your filling to 160 degrees.
And those would be a nice, like if you're doing a plated dinner party, a nice first course to do the big old ones. These are great though. If you're doing steaks on the grill, this would be kind of a fun way to start it. And nice mashed potatoes and nice salad, and ooh. Can you tell I'm getting excited for the holidays? Yeah. All that great holiday cooking. Okay, so
me too.
I'll just continue stuffing. You want to grab the ones that we've got in the oven?
We got some done.
And you can see when I'm stuffing these that there's not a ton of blue cheese in each one of these. It's just kind of going to have that little hint of blue cheese. I'm going to wash my hands. Oh, those look good, Ange.
Yeah. After 15 minutes, they cooked up really nice. Nice
Yum.
and juicy.
And a nice pretty plate like that is nice, and then you can just keep refilling the plate rather than to overcrowd it. That's what all my caterer friends do, you know, when they, you know, I've learned from them, it's to do it like a white space. So they have this, you know, nice plates like that, and rather than put all the mushrooms on there at one time, just, you know, keep reheating them and then bring them out warm and fill up the trays. A little bit of extra chives on top. What are we making next time?
We are going to make, now this next recipe sounds really fancy, but it's easy because I do it easy. But it's beef and crab slaw bruschetta.
Ooh, that does sound kind of gourmet. Well, stick around. Angie will show us how to make it coming up. Don't go anywhere. We are mixing things up on today's show, and all the recipes that you've seen on the show you can get on our website. And by the way, reminder, watch next week. All week long, from Monday to Thursday, every day, we are giving away 2 $50 gift cards to Stein Gardens and Gifts. But you have to watch to win.